You're listening to the Commercial Free Podcast at www.commercialfree.co.uk.
Commercial free, commercial free, commercial free.
Welcome back to another edition of the Commercial Free Podcast. May was a rowdy month for the CF lot, and we've pieced together our highlights for your listening pleasure. To get us started, here's one of our favourite bands we heard last month. This is Pariis Opera House with Finish Line.
Commercial Free, bringing you the best new music.
Mix there, Pariis Opera House. Check their attempts at making One Direction sound bearable on the SoundCloud. Links and words available at commercialfree.co.uk. Here's what's coming up in the next 45. We had a little chat with four guys intent on bringing their catchy indie pop to an iPod near you, the Shallows.
Have you tried jazz apples? I once convinced a girl that I was a dolphin shaver.
Deep in the heart of Soho, we infiltrated Ronnie Scott's jazz club to talk to the soulful Casper the Howling about the merits of learning English from pornography.
You learn it from reading poetry or porn magazines or, whatever you're into.
And we'll be reviewing the antics of this year's field day, including the best of the bands. Whilst you salivate at the prospect of that, here's a fantastic live band we saw at Notting Hill Arts Club last month. This is Black Hills with Red Cabin.
She washed me down with a bucket of blood. taking a turn quite severe. With that bucket all around, and its contents disappear. And when it rains, I can find myself alone. When it rains, when it burns, let these vibrancies know. Just as I gave to her, she said, darling, this is where it ends. I said I prefer to take it a little further. And it rains, when it burns, I can find myself alone. When it rains, when it burns,
They're a band who sound even better live than they do on tape, and well worth checking out. Black Hills there. Now, Hoxton is one of our favourite places to visit when the sun goes down, and the square features many a watering hole to neck a Jaeger and check out a band. This is exactly what we did the other night when we caught the Shallows at their new EP launch. Hello from Hoxton. We're here in the underbelly Hoxton Square, joined by the Shallows, and if you listen closely you can probably hear the sweat dripping on the floor because they've just come off stage. So who have we got here?
I'm Al, I play the drums.
And this is Russ, I play the guitar.
I'm Tom, I sing.
I'm Joe and I play bass.
We really enjoyed the set tonight. How did you guys find it?
Very good show.
Yeah.
Very good show. Very, very good show.
Good show.
It felt vibey, didn't it?
Good show.
Good show.
We're here for your new EP launch tonight. How did that go recording it? Did it go smoothly? Was there any arguments, any punches thrown while you were recording it?
It was done last January. We recorded about 15 songs out in southern Spain in a studio, and we knocked out 15 tracks that we'd written for the previous 2 years. And took them to the studio and then just brought them to life.
No punches thrown, but I hit your Ray-Bans at one point and he got a bit arsey when he couldn't find his sunglasses.
we basically recorded 15 songs out in southern Spain last year, and we're staggering the release of them. We're halfway through another album already, so...
Well, it sounds like you were doing it right there by recording in southern Spain, but is there anything you do differently next time when you get in the studio?
Different studio. We're thinking about going to the Czech Republic this time. It's a bit colder, but it'll be nice, won't it?
I'd like that very much, yeah.
Good
beer.
Need more fruit in the studio next time.
More fruit.
Yeah.
Some peanut butter M&Ms for Joe.
And some vocal warm-ups as well.
Yeah.
The track Enemy of our last EP was the worst my voice had been. Over 10 days it was dying. And actually it sounded really good on the record, but I need to warm up next time.
It got a vibe we wanted for that track, but it wasn't good for others.
The zombie dying.
You sound like a zombie.
Yeah.
So that's the tip, is it? More fruit?
Yeah, more fruit.
More fruit.
More fruit. Because we need to be more boring, don't we?
What is your favourite fruit?
Pineapple, I think.
Exotic.
Yeah, I like the exotic.
Melon. I like melon.
Have you tried jazz apples?
Whoa! They're really good.
Jesus. Jazz apples.
Don't mention
Just trying it
jazz.
out there.
Yeah.
Don't mention jazz, please.
This is not funk.
Funk apples.
Actually, I would eat those. I would eat those all the time.
Funky fruit.
definitely learned something new there for
Check out
sure.
jazz apples. You can get them in Tesco.
You can
In Tesco,
I got
yeah.
one actually.
Yeah, they're good, aren't
It
they?
was alright. It wasn't the best.
They're like, you know, like a Brayburn.
Ray-Bans.
Yeah, it's similar to a Brayburn.
Ray-Bans the best.
Can't beat a Granny Smith.
Jazz apples, man.
Sounds like if I could put any word before an apple to make it more appetising, it probably would be jazz, I reckon. So, Honestly is on repeat at CF Towers at the moment. We love the track. But on the flip side, what is the worst lie you've ever told?
Dunno,
So I'm putting it on you here.
I'm quite an honest person. I know you just said about honestly, it was just a bit but I don't really tell many lies. Don't know.
Well, it's not really a lie, but I once convinced a girl that my job was I was a dolphin shaver. And she said to me, but dolphins don't have hair, to which I responded, yeah, because I shave them. So it's not really a lie, but
I did once drive. I had an old Mini once when I was growing up, and I drove into town without my radiator cap on, and because you can open the bonnet of a Mini without having to use the key or anything, you just use the front. I went round and nicked somebody else's radiator cap, so that was kind of bad.
It's not a lie.
It's just crime, isn't it?
good way to get that off your chest.
That's
Still
confession.
dishonest.
Yeah, it was dishonest. It felt kind of bad, but at least my radiator was sort of.
I'm an honest person. Yeah, straight down.
Your girlfriend might be listening as well.
Can't possibly divulge that information.
The Shallows is quite an interesting name. Where did you come up with that?
Oh my god, there's so many things that we just can't tell you. It was given to us actually by a band called Killing Joke. One of the guys that's involved in the Shallows was out on a recording session, and we was really struggling to come up with a name. And I won't tell you how we arrived at that name, but we told a story to the drummer from Killing Joke, and he said, "Well, you should be called the Shallows then. You can fill in the blanks, use your imagination." Well, that is what you want it to be. I think a lot of our stuff is interpretation.
You know a lot of the other bands who are supporting you on the bill tonight. Do you have any favourite new bands at the moment? Any bands that you think we should be looking out for?
I would say on the underground, the Dark Tides, who are playing in the background at the moment. There's a band called Lone Sound, who are really cool. There is a kind of trip-hoppy band called Lasker, which are really cool. But commercially...
The Empire as well.
Awesome.
Empire. Them tonight.
Commercially, I just started listening to Crooks, and they're cool.
Starfucker.
Starfucker. Don't forget about Starfucker.
You say 3 words, and one of them's Starfucker.
Good band, man.
The other's Jazz Apple as well, which is pretty impressive. Well, guys, we can't wait to hear the rest of the recordings that you've done in sunny southern Spain. Thanks a lot for having us along to your EP launch tonight, and best of luck with whatever the future holds.
Thanks for coming.
Nice one, thank you a lot.
Cheers, dude.
We
That there was The Shallows, and how Scouting for Girls have had a #1 album and this lot haven't is nothing shorter than a crime against humanity. Another band that Commercial Free will be checking out in June is dance crossover act Komodo Krimes. They play a free show at Camden Lock on the 19th, but we're still not sure what pair of dancing shoes to wear. Listen to this track, Game, to see why.
Like two young lovers acting like fools. She liked me, wanted a relationship, I wanted her back, but I can't commit. Surprise, surprise, how surprising. For one, I'm a teenage boy and I wanna have fun. I won't play this game for any longer. I feel all the strain. You put me under, I'll find other ways to feed my hunger. I won't play this, I won't play this game. I guess you could say I saw her again. Not quite together, but a bit more than friends. I don't want to ever hurt you, so please just leave me or I'll desert you. Surprise, surprise, how surprising. For one, I'm a teenage boy and I wanna have fun. I won't play this game for any longer. I feel all the strain. You put me under, I'll find other ways to feed my hunger. I won't play this, I won't play this game. Surprise, surprise, how surprising. For one, I'm a teenage boy and I wanna have fun. Surprise, surprise, how surprising. For one, I'm a teenage boy and I wanna have fun. Surprise, surprise, how surprising. For one, I'm a teenage boy and I wanna have fun. Surprise, surprise, how surprising. For one, I'm a teenage boy and I wanna have fun. I won't play this game for any longer. I feel all the strain. You put me under, I'll find other ways to feed my hunger. I won't play this, I won't play this game.
Very excited to see the live show. That was Komodo Krimes with Game. So when you think of Soho, the type of acts you'd usually associate performing in the area are drag queens and go-go dancers. Well, how about a gritty, bluesy Americana band with a lead singer on a quest from Denmark? This is exactly who we ran into as we met Casper and the Howling before their gig at the legendary Ronnie Scott's Jazz Club. Joined now by Casper and the Howling.
Marcus Weaver, drums.
Casper, I'm the vocalist and rhythm guitarist.
I'm Tad, I'm the bass player.
week. So we're in Soho, Ronnie Scott's, where Buddy Rich, Jeff Beck, and The Who have played there.
They're all there at the moment.
Yep, in the audience. I've
Waiting
heard.
for us to come
Supporting
on.
us.
Yeah.
So Casper and the Howling are about to join that list of names. You must be quite excited about that.
It is really exciting. I couldn't help but get really excited. We are playing upstairs though, and not to play it down, but it is not in the main club. Upstairs, I hear they've had Susan Spoils' cousin. She played there, and that is true. Yeah. Joe Cocker has played upstairs. Different list of names, but still a lot of good people.
You actually make music? Okay, good.
I reckon that's quite sort of indie folk royalty. Susan Boyle's sister. Yeah, I'd be quite proud of that one.
I would. What's going on the thank yous? We've really made it, guys.
So apart from Ronnie Scott's, you've been playing all over London at the moment. We've seen Shoreditch, Camden on your recent tour dates. Do you have any favourite areas of London to play? Any favourite venues?
It's different. Every place kind of depends on the vibe of the night and stuff. We played a place recently called the Bedroom Bar on Rivington Street, just by Cargo. It was a free entry venue.
Shoreditch.
I don't think we had the best night there, but for other reasons. But it's actually a really nice venue that seems to kind of promote a lot of good music. Where else have we played recently?
I don't know, we always seem to have a really good night when we do Shoreditch and East London, I feel. Apart from there was that dodgy gig you booked in a garage somewhere. Yeah, Marcus bought a car of someone and he said, come down and play in my pub.
Sounded like a really good deal at the time.
Have you seen Phoenix Nights? Seen his Phoenix Nights?
Yeah.
Basically like that. We played the little kind of community centre to us and the barman. And I'm sure there was some kind of mafia shit going on there or something.
It was definitely a front for some kind of money laundering or something.
We had fun though. We had fun.
Didn't look at anyone funny then while you were there. So do you still think that East London and Shoreditch is the place to play around London? Commercial free has sort of, we've been looking around Peckham, Clapham, places south of the river, but it still seems that everyone still wants to play East London.
We've always been a bit scared of going south. I'm not sure why. I don't know, we tend to try and mix up our rockier gigs with just big band gigs, with sit-down gigs where people come in and you do an acoustic gig, and they're always quite nice.
The thing is, the reason we play so much, and I think we have such a good response in Shoreditch, is because there's a demand for it. It's more of a place where people in London generally go to have a good night, and there's always 9 times out of 10 there's something happening. If you go to West London or South London, you've kind of got to really search it out, whereas it's all on your doorstep in East London.
And favourite venue to play? You mentioned Cargo there.
Cargo's like a garage, kind of, it's got a horrible sound in there sometimes.
Tad is incredibly picky though when it comes to venues. We end up doing 1 out of 10 of the shows we're offered, just because Tad doesn't want to do them.
Tad doesn't really like playing music. He's pretty convinced.
Go sell it to me, man.
I was going to say, but Marcus seems to be the opposite end of that scale, where he'll play at working men's clubs. He's bought a car off someone there.
If you book me, I will come and play in your front room, literally.
Had a lot on my mind. train and I'm down on my knees tonight. I'm down on my knees, I'm down on my knees tonight. Oh, I'm down on my knees, I'm down on my knees tonight. Oh, and you'll see yourself when I'm running. You'll see yourself running home. See yourself running for love.
One of the things I think is quite interesting about you guys as a band is you in particular, Casper, born in Denmark, raised, and then come over to the UK to play some music. Would you be able to tell us a little bit about your story?
I always had this romantic idea of going to London as soon as I could get away from... I'm from a tiny little village, 5,000 people. Always just wanted to root up, come to London and try and do music. And I literally stepped off the plane and fell into this pop rock adventure, which took me to Israel and touring around Europe for a couple of years. And then I met these guys and started doing music I've been wanting to do my whole life. So yeah, I don't know. Well, I feel like when you're from a little village with not a lot of people, you have to seek out your own influences. And I'm starting to sound like some little secluded country boy. I didn't live in a farmhouse, but it's a step above that.
Another thing that I find quite interesting about people who come from particular Scandinavian countries in bands and they write in English. I can barely string a sentence together in English, so what's it like actually writing music and lyrics in a different language where you've got to be so expressive?
I suppose you start taking English lessons from when you're 9 years old in Scandinavia, but also I suppose you learn it from reading poetry or porn magazines or whatever you're into, watching films.
Porn mags.
Yeah.
Your vocabulary makes so much sense now.
Yes.
Sorry.
Thanks, man. No, I don't know. I don't know.
I just ruined it. Sorry. I could make a terrible joke right now.
Well, just to let you off the hook there, Casper, give you a bit of a breather. Ted, you've got a bit of an interesting backstory as well. Your old man used to write tunes for Cream.
He was a poet, the beat poet in the 70s, like 60s and 70s. He was very close with Graham Bond, who put the initial lineup in touch with each other, and ended up getting asked to write with Jack Bruce, bass player from Cream, and helping kind of, release some of their biggest tracks. So he did I Feel Free, The White Room and Sunshine of Your Love. The rest is history, and he's always kept at his oar at it still. He's still a lyricist, he's a producer, and now he's a script writer, and he keeps on going. But he's been very supportive of this band and my musical career, and he loves the guys, and he's known everyone a long time. So yeah, Pete, love you.
Fantastic. I suppose one last question is, what does the rest of 2013 hold for the band? Touring, recording?
An EP release, absolutely. We're really hoping to release songs we recorded years ago. We went in and did some really fruitful sessions 2 years ago. Laid down a lot of tracks we've been wanting to do for a long time, and then had a bit of bad luck with management and got out of the loop a little bit and haven't really found the right kind of people to work with for this release. But we're really excited we're going to the studio next month to lay down a couple of tracks, and hopefully that will form the base of a 5-track EP to be released in this autumn.
Well, thanks so much for talking to us, guys. Hope you have a great gig.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
After a couple of beers, I can barely string a sentence together, so I've no idea how Casper writes a song in his second language. We had a field day a couple of Saturdays back over at one of London's best music festivals. Among the cream of the acts we saw were Disclosure, whose album has just dropped and is certain to go massive, Churches, who caught our eye looking nice in some festival gear, and we have the pictures on the website to prove this, and the ever-popular Daughter. We and many others have come across this breathtaking cover of Get Lucky, and even though it's been played to death by department stores across the country, you'll love this alternative version. This is Get Lucky, as sung by Daughter.
Like the legend of the phoenix, all ends with beginnings. What keeps the planet spinning? The force of love beginning. Oh, we come too far to give up who we are. So let's raise the bar and our cups to the stars. All night to the sun. He's up all night to get some. I'm up all night for good fun. He's up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. 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 Present has no ribbon. Your gift keeps on giving. What is this I'm feeling? If you wanna leave, I'm ready. Oh. 'Cause we come too far to give up who we are. So raise the bar and our cups
Well, another CF podcast has come to a close, but fear not, we'll be bringing you plenty more of the freshest bands all through June. Follow us on Twitter for all the latest news and reviews. Now a band playing a couple of festivals this summer. It is the season after all. Here's Too Many Teas with Boom Bap.
I'm not religious, but I'm gonna repent. Keep up and never quit and never stop with a land. And if you're checking from my bag, you find a pad and a pen. And go check it at the dip and find a packet of 10. Cigarette fella, yo man, I'm not into best. I'm more or less known black, so say yellow reflex. Yo, but I dip, duck, down, never wonder a rest. Debate the po-po, yo, and even Elliot-ness. I got a flow, toe, every one of the best, mate. I'm rocking my jeans even lower than DJ. So don't fast forward to that trip at the freeway. In fact, motherfucker, just pull it back and press play. And give it some volume, I'm hard in your fire, whoa, up in the ballroom. I'm tired of the guys with no flow on board, do. What the fuck happened to impeccably raw tunes? Can you hear that? Boom to the back, pump up the track, give up this back. Yeah, boom, back, pump on the track. Can you hear that? Boom to the back, pump up the track, give up this back. Yeah, boom, back, pump on the track. I flip a rhythm like a tiddlywink. I figure the quicker I spit it, then the quicker I think. And then the quicker I rap, they say the bigger the tune. I say the bigger the bap, then the bigger the boom. So when you're listening back and in a similar mood, just go and hit up the track and go and get in the groove. You gotta clean up your act. I go and pick up the boom and pick up the pan. Leave the speakers band, live in the gloom. Approval's given if it's earned. If it isn't, then it's worth a hell of a lot less. So we've heard word. I wouldn't flip the bird on a verb, wouldn't turn in the heat of a moment. Then dessert, gotta be there, one of us be there, compete there, beware. Anybody wanting to be one of the wannabes, stop with the talk. And tell me what the fuck happened to impeccably raw tunes. Can you hear that? Boom to the back, pump up the track, give up his back. Yeah, boom, back, pump on the